Hi fish friends, so obviously this is not my room and this is not Willow. This is actually my dad. He is going to be our special guest on the show today. And behind us is the wonderful chicken coop that he and my sister built in their spare time. How impressive is that? So today I'm going to be asking him 5 or 6 questions about the coop and why you should build one instead of buy one. So Dad, my first question, why did you decide to build a coop instead of buy one?
Well, as Mom always says, I always wanted to build something. But no, in all honesty, it was just when I started looking at the different coops out there, what they had commercially was either far too expensive for me to justify, or it was not anything that I wanted to put in my backyard. So I wanted to build something specific that would have been too expensive to buy. So I built it. Plus, it was a really cool project to do with your sister. She wanted to help, so we did it together. So that was the reason.
Well, that's awesome. Now you see where I get my creativeness from.
Oh, I don't know. I think your mom has a lot to do with that too. She's quite creative.
Says the man standing in front of a giant chicken palace that he built with his own 2 hands. All right, so I just put my finger in another bee. There are a lot of insects out today. So my second question, is there anything that you would change if you had to do it again?
Yeah, I would probably make it a little bit shorter, and then structurally I'd change a few things just to make it easier to build. And then of course there's the door, which I did change. But other than that, yeah, I like it the way it turned out for right now. But there's a few things, make it a little bit easier to build. So.
All right, awesome. So the thing with the door was my dad actually built it a couple inches shorter than he was tall. So he was walking, he stood up, he's walking, and he gets in there and bam, he smacks his head right on there. A couple hours later, he's like, "Hey, Leah, come see this." And I walk over and I see this big square thing right here where he knocked out the door and made it open so that he could get through there without smacking his head. That was the second time before you decided to change it?
Oh no. I hit my head probably 4 or 5 times at least, and then Mom hit her head at least once. And what really got me was the last time. I walked into it at almost a run, and that one, yeah, I didn't. The top of that door or the top of that wall didn't last very long after that. So, but yeah, so I definitely would have done that differently from the beginning. Always make a door at least as tall as you are. So that's what I learned.
There was another thing with the door. When he was in here alone, were we shopping?
No, you guys weren't shopping. You guys were inside.
Oh, we were inside.
Cleaning.
You were cleaning.
Yeah, So Dad walks in there to go feed the chickens, and he hears a click behind him, and he's like, "Oh no." And he turns around slowly like they do in a horror movie when they hear something behind them. And he's locked in. See, he built the lock from the outside, right? So you can only open and close it. Well, you could close it from the inside, obviously, but you could only open it from the outside. So Mom comes out. Oh yeah, Dad actually built something to lift it up with the tools that he had. He's very resourceful.
I yelled and nobody came, so I had to get out on my own. And so it was either tear it apart or figure out how to get out. So I used the chalk line and fed it down and got it hooked and got out. So yeah, not my shining hour.
Or 3. He was in there for a long time.
3 hours. It was about 45 minutes. It's 3 hours. It's silly. No.
Crazy.
All right. Didn't you have another question you wanted to ask?
Yeah.
Okay. Move along.
All right. So what was your favorite part about building the chicken coop?
Oh, I really, really enjoyed the time I I spent with your sister on it. That was a lot of fun. Just like I enjoy the time I spend with you with projects that we do together. So that was a lot of fun. And then I like to make things. I find that if you want something your way, 9 times out of 10 you have to build it yourself or make it yourself. That's really what I've found in my life, and I've done a lot of that. But that was what I really enjoyed. That was what I really enjoyed was spending time with your sister, and I like it when people come by and see it and appreciate it, and it makes me feel like the hard work that I did, is appreciated by other people, because it really, I think it came out really well in that. So
it's awesome. A lot of people did come by and appreciate it. We had some friends over for 4th of July, and he was showing them a chicken coop, and their grandfather goes, oh, you didn't build them a chicken coop, you built them a chicken palace.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice when other people recognize it, but it's really nice when your ideas come and they come to fruition, and they materialize, and they're just they come together and work well. It always makes me feel nice. So.
Well, that's awesome.
Thank you.
All right, so my next question, what took the longest about the coop?
Well, when I was designing it and building it, the designing kind of happened as I was building it. The egg hutch and the storage location and feeding location underneath it probably took the longest to figure out. And then, these back windows, the windows and the doors in the back, how that all came together took a while. But those are some of my favorite aspects of it, though, too. So the time that it took to figure it out and to do it really kind of paid off for me in the end, because I really I do enjoy those features of it.
Mm-hmm.
So other than that, I mean, it was all just kind of figuring out measurements and doing it. I kind of got a lot of the ideas. Well, I didn't kind of get a lot of the ideas. I got a lot of the ideas from a guy on the internet that had built them and built ones like these. And although they weren't like measured, there was a picture of it, and that's what I went off of. So I had to come up with all the dimensions myself and figure out how to do it. But other than that, that was just the longest was just the egg hatch and the storage location in these doors. But,
Alright, so I actually have one more question. So why did you decide to get chickens? It was kind of a quick decision. We were at family farm and home, and I'm walking around like this because I tripped on a trampoline, and Dad's like, hang on, and I'm like, yeah? Do you want to get some chickens? I was like, all right, cool. So we came home with 4 chickens.
well, it wasn't really a spur of the moment. It was for you guys, because you guys really didn't know that much about it. But I'd been talking about getting chickens for years. We had done meat chickens a few times, and then we had done that, and we just didn't want to do meat chickens again. But I still wanted to get chickens. My dad had chickens towards the end of his being alive. He had not chickens. I'm sorry. He had pigeons, and I helped him build the coop and helped him do a lot of stuff with the pigeons. And he had a lot of fun doing that. And I always wanted chickens. I talked to Mom about it, and she wasn't really super on board with it, but she figured if we bought them that I'd build a coop, and that's what I did. And she didn't want an ugly coop. She wanted something nice to have in the backyard, so this is what we came up with. So yeah, that was why we got chickens, because I always kind of wanted them, and I liked having the eggs, and they're just cool to watch. They're a lot of fun. They're fun to watch pick at the ground, I guess. But I like it.
So this is the funny part, and I just realized this. You don't want me to get a bird, but you have birds and your dad had birds, and I thought it was hilarious because you're always like, no birds. By the way, look at these adorable chickens.
Well, now that's not completely fair
I know.
because the chickens are the chickens are an outside bird.
They're a jungle bird.
Yeah, they're a chicken.
Hey, fish friends. So I'm sitting here 10 o'clock at night editing, and I'm like, well, I've never seen jungle birds, right? So I go online and I Google jungle chickens, and they aren't called jungle chickens. They are called jungle fowl. Here's what they look like. Remember, guys, these aren't chickens. No. They are jungle fowl. Big difference there.
Jungle bird. All right, so they live outside and they roost and they live off the ground. And
They actually are jungle birds.
they are jungle birds. I looked it up. It was on the Google. So,
On the Google.
so it's fine. But yeah, no, the bird in the house just doesn't seem like a lot. We got enough animals in the house. We've got enough animals. So
Oh yeah, I have 36 fish now, counting the new babies. Bumblebee had babies.
oh yeah, it was exciting. We like watching those too. That's a lot of fun to watch. They swimming around, and I like the snails and the fish. They're a lot of fun. Definitely bring something to the home.
I think so. So I think that's all that I have for you today. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for coming. We live together.
Yeah, I just walked out of the barn, and there she was. So,
Ava and I ambushed him. He's walking out of the barn, minding his own business. I'm over here like, hey Dad, want to film a video?
and lo and behold, I guess I did. So there we go. All right, well, it was wonderful talking to you.
Wonderful talking to you.
Enjoy the rest of your video. It was very nice meeting everyone. Stay safe and have a.
I thought you were
happy
waving
rest
to
of the
me.
year.
I thought you
I
were
was waving to you.
for Ava. Thank you, Dad.
No problem. We'll see you soon.
See you soon. All right, well, that was my dad and the chicken coop, of course. Thank you so much for watching, and like Dad said,